Welcome. You're watching New Attitude, and I'm your host, Anastasia Rivers. I'm here with Raymond Williams. Raymond is from Grove Place. He's one of the family that take part in keeping the Liberty Day alive every year. Raymond was here on my show previously. I extended an invitation to the family to come and receive a certificate in recognition for what they do in the community, especially around Christmas time when we do this serenading. Stanley and the Tensely Blessed Night go around into the community and play music and serenade, and the family get together and they provide food free and everybody just have a good time. So I just had to recognize him for that, and I also pointed out the fact that the family take part in the Liberty Day, and you let me to know that it's not just the Williams family, graciously enough, and I appreciate that. But before we talk about Liberty Day and all the festivities, I want Raymond to say a little bit about himself.
Hey, thanks again for having me. It's always my pleasure. You know, my whole life's work is that of community service and service overall. In my very short lifetime, there's a whole lot that I've been involved in. Since the last time we met, I'm now the chairman of the Public Services Commission.
Oh, wonderful. Tell me a little bit what that...
The Public Services Commission is the organization, it's a regulatory body that regulates agencies such as WAPA, utilities like WAPA. We regulate your fuel costs, your LEAC, regulate your base rate at WAPA. We also have the task of regulating quality service standards for what you would know as Vitelco now, VIA. So we regulate quality of services standards for that, and also landline services.
So in a sense, you're the watchdog?
Yes, we are primarily the organization that says, yeah, you can and cannot. You know, and it's a dual responsibility where one side of it is to protect the consumer and make sure that you have equitable rates. Make sure that they're providing you a quality of service that you absolutely deserve. But on the other side, our job is also to ensure that they're getting an equitable rate of return on their investment. So
it makes
it's
sense.
A balancing
yes,
act.
Yes.
And
only fair.
From time to time, you find that it varies. We have a lot of issues like after the storm, getting the water, electrical services back up and running. You know what's interesting about that? If you take back historically 20-something years ago, 27 years I think, when we had the last storm event, the key thing was getting electricity and water back up and running. But fast forward so many years later, telecommunications is equally as important because it plays a very strong role in electricity, believe it or not. So,
so you got to...
Yeah, and I think as we go forward, you're going to see a whole lot of things change.
That's good, that's good. And I know that, and you're a no-nonsense type of person and straightforward. Some people can't handle that, but that's what I like about you, because that's how I am, straightforward, and that's just it. So now, Raymond, tell me about Liberty Day, known as Bull and Bread. Tell us about it, tell us.
For my life's work, and when I use the term my life's work, in terms of Liberty Day as an activity, I got involved in this thing through, like I told you before, being brisk. Growing up in Grove Place as a child, seeing people like my Pet Ralphie, my grandfather, my parents, my uncles, everybody in my family, people around Grove Place, people like the Jacksons from Wim, David Benjamin, a whole lot of people throughout our community who took up the mantle to host and to ensure that that celebration continued year after year. Now, the briskness in some of we Grovian, the younger one at the time, I just come out of college, a whole bunch of us figured that we needed to step up the bridge, build that bridge and bridge that gap. And we used to have this thing where they used to say the old people them versus them good for nothing. That's what we were referred to initially, because they kind of thought that we were trying to come in and take over. But that wasn't the idea. The idea was to come in and help to supplant and supplement.
But before we go into that, tell the viewing audience what's the significance of Liberty Day and why you all are preserving it.
Liberty Day to me, traditionally of course, is probably the most important holiday in the Virgin Islands. David Hamilton Jackson, who we celebrate on that day, is the one that's responsible for freedom of the press in the Virgin Islands. It's a right that he went to Denmark to fight for. In addition to that, he also went to Denmark to fight for better wages. I mean, in a nutshell, anything outside or greater than that is phenomenal. I mean, when you continue to just think about where we are today in 2018 in terms of wages, what wages were back then in the late 1800s, early 1900s, where 10 cents a day was a wage. Mm-hmm. I can't even envision buying. You can't even give a child 10 cents for an allowance. Nothing. So, that significance, we call him the Black Moses. We emulate people like Martin Luther King on a national spectrum. But for me, and for a lot of us, we believe that he should be emulated that same way. Because if it weren't for his efforts and a host of other guys that worked in tandem with him, we probably won't be here today.
We have to recognize our own.
What we're doing today.
Yeah, we have to recognize our own to appreciate others.
Absolutely, nationalism.
Just some people that might not know much about the Virgin Island, when you mentioned that he went to Denmark, that's when the Virgin Island was under Denmark rule, Danish rule before the United States purchased the Virgin Islands. So that's why he went to Denmark. If it was the other way around in the United States, he would have probably go to the Congress, Yeah. So he went and fight for this, and I appreciate it. I remember going there when I was very young too, but we call it bull and bread.
Right.
And why they call it bull and bread?
Well, it's a simple story. The significance of the term bull and bread is because back beyond my 30, 40 years of involvement, the Lawet's family used to donate a whole leg of a cow, and the bakeries around the community would bake bread in celebration. And back in the early 1900s, and as we developed into the United States colony, and as we progressed politically and developing political bodies and stuff like that, this celebration, just like when people were running for the colonial councils, when they ran for our first legislature and coming forward, they hosted activities, and to encourage people like up to today, you feed them. Okay, so that was one of the draws. And
everybody line up and get free food.
Right. So
up to now, right?
Up to now, believe it or not, up to now.
Now, going back to your briskness.
My briskness.
Tell me a little more about that.
This is gotta be at least 35 years ago. Youthfulness, young people looking to get involved in our community. We jumped in. We didn't initially take over, like, if you ask some people like my mother and those people at that time, they say, yeah, they just wanted to take over. But we didn't take over. We came in and joined, worked with the elders that were the sustenance at the time.
But it's a good thing y'all did that, because then it would have died out.
Let me tell you, you see right now today, some 30 plus years later that we got involved, I cannot beg young people in my community to get involved. You can't even pay them if I had the opportunity to pay them to get involved. You hear a lot of people in our community, and not just with Liberty Day or any single event, but to preserve our history requires work. Exactly. And what has happened in a lot of instances, the government is who has to now step in and take responsibility for making those things happen.
That's a shame. Because this is our history, and this is a legacy passing on. And I used to look forward to it as a young girl, and I think it's good for the family to at least instill that in the kids and bring them out to it and explain to them what it's all about, but we got a younger set that ain't interested in it.
Yeah,
but
the now generation.
well, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about your plans, because I know the hurricane set back the last one. Some people were disappointed that you didn't have it, but I think it was a good decision, because if you're going to come, you got to come good.
Correct.
No half stepping.
Correct.
All right.
Yes.
So I agree with it, and but we'll be right back to talk about your plans for this year. Okay. Welcome to New Attitude Fashion segment. We have Siobhan showing the peekaboo jumpsuit, and we call it peekaboo because of the lace on the one side. It goes down to the legs and the arms. Turn. It comes in different color. We have blue, we have red, and we have a kind of what you call a color green, hunter green. And this outfit can be worn to just about any occasion, and it falls nice. So we have the plus size, and we got sizes all up to 22. And this is the peekaboo jumpsuit. Turn all the way around. Thank you, Siobhan. Okay, we're back with Raymond Williams. I'm talking about the Liberty Day, better known as Bull and Bread. They had plans for last November, but because of the hurricane, you cancel it, and you have big plans, making it bigger and better this year. So I'm curious about what y'all have planned, and if anything, I'll invite you back to give us an update, because I know you're still in the planning stage.
Sure.
So tell me what y'all...
And I want to first of all, I'm not going to apologize. I'm going to say that, we just couldn't do the activity in 2017 for multiple reasons, primarily because of the storms. But more important to me individually, my mom was ill. I had to travel on that same day to take my mom to have surgery, heart surgery, and nothing trumps.
And I was communicating with you.
Yes, you were
so
very
I remember
much a part of what was happening throughout that time. And but in the idea of not hosting the activity, I don't own this. Anyone could have probably jumped in and had done something. I know for sure, for a fact, that some other relatives of mine, Williams too, from Go Place, did some activities to try to, do a little thing.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, the building that we use, the center in the park, the roof was blown off of that. We had debris all over the place, like every place that's not correct. There was no way that you were going to get a lot of those things corrected for the activity. Is that an excuse? No, it's not. Families that spend time in helping to pull this activity together, they were impacted as well. So, for me to try to get people involved,
nobody wasn't ready for it mentally.
You won't cook away, you're going to cook and a cook pot, and stuff like that. So, there was a lot of
stress was going on too,
that played into it. But trust me, this is probably the first time that I can recall in my short lifetime that the activity got postponed. I remember many years when I was a child, the weather, as bad as it would be,
never
the activity went on.
Walking in mud, everything.
I don't care what walking. Activity went on.
No, what you start planning anything yet?
It's like an operation that is self-controlled.
Okay.
The
So you just come together.
Yeah, but this year, what I'm looking forward to, this is a major election year, and this is generally every 4 years where it peaks and the interest peak. What I'm hoping to do, if I can get enough people to help, you spoke to the fact that educating our community, educating our kids, I am hoping that we can go on a speaking tour with some of our elders and get some people out there to go into the schools, especially
that would be great.
The elementary schools, to promote this activity. I'd like to see us do a week-long activity again this year, like we've done maybe 15, 20 years ago. Not just to celebrate Liberty Day on November 1st, not just to serve bull and bread and toddy, but to get the interest out there. What I've noticed in as many years in the past is that the younger generation, they don't come for the program.
Music?
They come for the music at the end. During the program, and
And a fashion show.
Yeah. Oh, that is. But yeah, so, my hopes is that we can get the involvement and get the awareness of the true identity of what it speaks to. We celebrated 100 years of transfer from Danish to U.S. rule last year. Liberty Day falls literally in lockstep with those activities. So this is a tradition that's been going on 100 years as well. And unfortunately, we weren't able to promote it that way last year. But hey, it might be 101, it might be 99. Who cares? We're gonna promote it.
So tell the people what they could do to help. It might have some people who they want to.
Well, I'm gonna say
give you a number. Give them a number.
I'll give them my cell phone number. It's 340-244-0678. Give me a call. Look, I am trying to pass this baton on, but I'm very scared to arbitrarily just do it because I don't want to lose the activity. I want people to help. I know several guys in my community that have put themselves out there that are willing to get involved, and I'm hoping that they will step up this year and take the lead.
Tell them exactly what day is Liberty Day.
Liberty Day this year is November 1. It's November 1. Every year it's celebrated on November 1. The only year that it isn't celebrated literally on November 1 is if it's a Sunday. That's the
Then they'll
only
put it
day
on a Monday. And then again, it's going to be big this year because, like you mentioned, it's a political year. Yes, this is going to be interesting. They're going to come out in a parade almost. I remember one year you had like almost a parade from down by Grove School coming out in their colors.
Yes, and we welcome that. Yeah, we welcome that.
So, but I hope that everything fall in place for you and get this program going and keep me posted.
For sure, and I just want to thank you for continuing to give us this opportunity to get the information out there and to speak about the activity, because it really is an important activity in the history, life, and times of us as Virgin Islanders.
You have any meeting planned right now?
No schedule. But I figure if we can start working somewhere in early September, that's when we try to coordinate everything. Because
you do it every year anyway, so you don't know where all the bolts and everything is, so it's just to pull it together.
Exactly. We can do this thing. Two people can do this thing with the eyes closed.
I appreciate you coming and sharing I'm curious, what's this?
This is my alma mater. This is Cheney University of Pennsylvania. And despite what they may say, Cheney University is the oldest historically black university.
The oldest?
Oldest historically black university.
All right. I ain't gonna dispute that because I don't know. So somebody could look that up. All right.
1837. Okay.
Okay.
1837.
All right. So we got another history talking about here. Yes. So again, I want to thank you all for watching New Attitude and tune in all the time at New Attitude USVI YouTube.
Thank you.